Good morning. I wanted to chat with you guys about the market. I have been hearing a lot of doom and gloom scenarios from different people. Sat down with some clients maybe a month ago, and they flat out said, "We're very concerned. We heard that the market is supposed to drop between ten to $30,000 in the next 6 months." Okay, no one can time the market like that. It just doesn't work that way. Even when you start hearing headlines, you know where it's coming from. It's just people are getting national news and trying to apply it to our local Arizona market. It's not the way life works. If you're in the market to either buy a home or you need to sell a home, it doesn't matter that Chinese buyers are not buying on the coast, Seattle, New York, San Francisco, LA, because they're not here. They're an insignificant part of our market. Focus on what's happening, what is impacting us right now. For the most part, our buyers are domestic. They're coming from other places for tech, they're retiring, they're baby boomers, they're coming to have a better tax base. There are lots of different reasons to buy. Those other headlines I mentioned don't have any bearing on our market. Our economy, our job creation, our industry, our education. Those are the things people look at when they're coming to buy a house in Arizona. Think about what's going on right now and kind of drown everything out. If you have lots of demand, a lot of people want to buy houses, and not very much supply, meaning there are not that many listings, you got a problem. And that's where we've been for the last couple of years. Affordable housing, we're more and more in demand. People are starting to downsize. Millennials, I love millennials, they're starting to buy. They're starting to form their own households. They're getting married, and they're staying married. Both the boomers and the millennials are a pretty substantial portion of the population. So if you got all these people jumping in at the same time to buy something and there isn't enough of it to go around, what happens? Prices go up. That said, prices will not stay the same forever. Again, it's all supply and demand. As you've got all this demand and you've got not much supply and prices go up, over time it self-corrects. You've got buyers saying, I don't know that I want to spend that much for this house. And then you've got the Fed increasing interest rates, which they've threatened to do since the market crashed a decade ago. Mind you, the cost of money is still less today than it was in 2008, 2009, 2005. It's a better time period. As far as the fundamentals, people have money to create down payments. Credit is much stricter now than it was then. Banks don't want to work with people with a 620 FICO score, which was the norm a long time ago. A paper credit used to be 720. It's really now 760 that they're looking for. So when you start to panic and you start to look at these headlines, please keep in mind, it does not all apply to you, and it won't. If you're an entry-level buyer, what's happening in the luxury market will not affect you. You have to understand it's the big picture. It's not just that one marginalized bit of information. So all my clients, know what's going on for you, know what you need, and pay close attention to the information that affects it. Drown the rest out. You cannot control all factors. Do the best you can with the information you have and move on. Yes, our market is changing. The heyday that sellers have been on, this wild ride, I wouldn't say it's coming to an end, but it's gonna simmer down. We cannot have 6 to 10+% appreciation per year. It's not sustainable. All that's gonna happen is the lid on the pot has come off, the steam is gonna subside, and we'll get back to a balanced market. Between 3 and 6 months of supply, that's a balanced, normal market. More than 6 months supply, buyer's market. Less than 3 months supply, seller's market. Find your segment of the market. Luxury, mid-range, entry level, sub 250, which is evaporating. Look at it for your area. See how it applies to you. In the area where I work, North Central, Paradise Valley, McCormick Ranch, zip code 85254, Central Scottsdale, the heart of Scottsdale, towards Old Town Scottsdale, Arcadia, and then going back towards Uptown, that mid-range, midtown area as well. Those areas are in high demand, and I believe that's largely to do with the number of jobs and really good schools. Those are all really big factors right now. You've got people moving here from other states. Relatively, we're bargain. These are really attractive things to people coming here. Their dollars will go far. You're going to focus on certain areas like all those areas that I just mentioned that have good accessibility, good infrastructure, freeway access, transportation, near major business hubs, dining, recreation, shopping. All those things will drive the market. Arcadia has been, in my opinion, kind of on the upper end of values for probably a good 4 to 5 years. But it's a fabulous place to be, and anyone who lives there will tell you that. It is packed with all the other things I mentioned that people in general want. Same with Paradise Valley. People who like land and want good schools and want accessibility. You can be anywhere in the valley pretty much within about 20 minutes. Places further north, a little bit harder to get to. Far north Scottsdale, Cave Creek, Carefree, even those places have been doing well. They're putting in infrastructure, they're putting in shopping and all those other places. So again, look at what applies to you, and the rest you have to let go. Call me if you've got questions. I'm happy to take them, and I hope to speak to you soon.